I just want to thank you all for coming. This is a pretty exciting project here in St. Paul. It's exciting for a lot of different reasons. First of all, the long-term potential of having PPL on this site, Project for Pride in Living, is really wonderful. It has been the vision of a lot of folks that have made this possible, the small area plan that was originally put together, but the persistence and the insistence on the parts of a lot of folks to make this project happen, not the least of which is Councilmember Pat Harris, who represents this ward. And Pat's been an incredible champion for this project and for affordable housing in the city of St. Paul. So why don't we start it off with Pat Harris.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I appreciate those kind words, and I do want to take an opportunity and welcome everybody here to my neighborhood. It's always a pleasure to have people in my neighborhood. I hope while you're here you can spend some money and so on and so forth. So many years ago, and I can't remember when it was, to be honest with you, a group of neighbors came together and sat down to do a small area plan for the Shepherd-Davern area. And they spent a very large amount of time working with community groups, working with businesses, and working with the city to come up with something called the Shepherd-Davern Small Area Plan. And there are times when those small area plans end up on shelves in City Hall, and they collect a lot of dust, and we don't necessarily follow through on them. I'm very happy that over the last 10 or so years, the Shepherd-Davern Small Area Plan has really come alive in this community, and it's made an incredible difference in so many different areas, not the least of which is affordable housing. About half a mile down the way here, we have Shepherd-Davern, kind of the main project area, which had quite a few affordable housing units as well, and has made an incredible difference in terms of the economic vitality and the social vitality of this community. One part of the Shepherd-Davern Small Area Plan was right in this vicinity right here, which at that time we called it Springfield Terrace, and I think the name wasn't on there anymore. And a lot of people worked very hard over a lot of years to have this part of the Shepherd-Davern Small Area Plan, which was slated for affordable housing right in this area, come to fruition. And so after many years of work, many years of toiling with a lot of different organizations and financing sources, we're able to stand here today and really celebrate what really, in my opinion, is innovation in our community. Innovation in what you see behind me in terms of the deconstruction process that we're experiencing today, and innovation in what I think is a critical project for our neighborhood and for our community in the PPL project. This is a step forward in a lot of different ways, and it's the realization of well over a decade of work from a lot of people in our community. I want to specifically thank the mayor and the city council for their dedication and the support of the financing of this project, particularly Mayor Coleman and his very strong support for a very large piece of the financing of this project. And I also want to thank PPL for really sticking with the project and continuing to stick with the project and continuing to be innovative, and continuing to have the people of this community at the forefront of all your concerns and all your discussions. So I really, again, just want to welcome folks and say again that this really is about innovation. What's behind me and what's going to be here will truly make a difference in our community, and that's because of all the people that are here and all the people in this neighborhood that really came together to support this important project. So again, Mayor, thank you very much, and welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks, Councilmember. Well, as I say, this is really an exciting project for a number of reasons, but it really represents a new era and a new way of doing business in the city of St. Paul. For years, if you had an old building, you demolished it. You took all the pieces and you threw it in a landfill, and that was kind of the end of it, and you let somebody else worry about it. But we know that that's not the best way of doing business, and it's certainly in an era where we need to be more thoughtful about how we treat the environment, about how we reuse and recycle. We have to think about different ways of doing it. So instead of demolishing, what we're doing here is really dismantling. We are trying to pilot a new way and a new approach that allows us to recycle large pieces of this building that otherwise would have gone in and sat in a landfill for many, many years. Deconstruction is good for the environment, but it also, we believe, presents an incredible opportunity to create a new jobs stream. There are a lot of jobs. I was just understand there will be up to 6 people that will be working on dismantling this site alone. It's important work for a lot of folks. It's a great way for folks to get into the trades eventually. It's an opportunity for people to put some food on the table and doing some things that are right for the community, right for the environment, etc. We can't do these types of things. We can't be innovative. We can't be piloting these types of programs unless we have a lot of support from our other community organizations. We've been very, very fortunate in this process to have both the support of the Northwest Area Foundation and the Bigelow Foundations to really get this work going, to really start a new way of doing things in the city of St. Paul. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge some of those partners, and we'll start. I'd like to hear from our partners at Northwest Area Foundation. Ruby Lee, please join us, and we'd love to hear a few words from you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, very proud to be here. The word I hear is innovation, and for us, this opportunity certainly was also an innovative chance to build a partnership with city government, the neighborhood, and others in the community. Our foundation focuses on reducing poverty and building prosperity, and our specific interest was in the training and the workforce development skills that this project will provide for many people who are low income, who are many of them immigrants, and who can provide bilingual services. So thank you so much for this creative work. Thanks to the staff of the city, and congratulations to PPL.
Thank you. It's really great to have the partnership with Northwest Area Foundation. We also have some great partners. McAllister College is one of our partners on this project. We have Mark Dickinson with us here today. Mark, thank you very much for being part of this. We have Deconstruction helping supervise this project, and we want to thank you for your support and being here with us on this day and continuing the innovation and the great work. The Bigelow Foundation, in so many ways and so often, poor John Couchman wears all these different hats, and I feel like I'm calling him constantly begging, but rarely, and no matter what hat he's wearing, does he ever turn us down for a worthy cause. It's just a great opportunity to have a partner, and we want to thank you. John, if we could hear a few words from you as well. Thank you.
This is really an exciting project that brings together a lot of the values and the visions of the F.R. Bigelow Foundation for this community. It's a private foundation that has supported the greater St. Paul area for decades now, and we're particularly pleased that some of the community partners that we support, like the Network for Better Futures and Project for Pride in Living, are key partners with the city and the county to make something like this happen, because it takes all of these players to step out of the box, think about getting some things done that are not easy to get done, and this project hasn't been easy at all. And so we're just pleased to be able to play a small role in working with all these participants that are our partners in making St. Paul a better community. And I just want to add, on a personal note, as a longtime resident of Highland Park, this is really exciting to see PPL come into our neighborhood and create this housing that's not only going to provide opportunities for people, but it's also going to be a tremendous asset for our neighborhood, for our businesses, and we're just proud that we can play a small role in it. Thanks.
Thanks, John. As John was speaking, this vulture that has been following me around everywhere I go was circling overhead. And for a while, I was worried that maybe it was trying to tell me something personally. But I realized that the vulture has been maybe circling as a reminder that we're done with the old ways of doing business. The old ways of doing business in St. Paul are dead, and we got to have new partnerships and new ways of thinking. So deconstruction, dismantling instead of demolishing. We have affordable housing being mixed in with some of our strongest residential neighborhoods to really provide people strong opportunities, great partners, and great new opportunities. One of those fantastic partners, obviously, is Project for Pride in Living. We are so pleased to be able to kick off this project here today, and Steve Kramer from Project for Pride in Living is here with us this afternoon.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. It's really a pleasure and a privilege to be here. What eventually will be behind us is a newly constructed 44-unit apartment building that will provide workforce housing as well as housing opportunities for 10 long-term homeless families in St. Paul who will be supported not only by the service staff at PPL but also by Catholic Charities. So that's the long-term vision that, as Councilmember Harris indicated, has been part of the community plan for some number of years, and while it was at times a little bit of a struggle to get to the point where all the approvals were granted, we did get there with wonderful support from neighbors and from elected officials like the mayor and like Councilmember Harris, and we're grateful for that. It's especially gratifying to see it kicked off in this way with the introduction of the deconstruction and green jobs emphasis that you see going on right now. I think, Mayor, we're here today, this impressive group of people gathered to mark this occasion, but in 4 or 5 years, a project like this will just be routine in the construction industry. And I think that's what's important about introducing innovation and the job-creating potential that deconstruction offers for a full range of people in our community, not only highly skilled workers like the fellows like Dan and his colleagues at Vite, but people who really need that first opportunity to work and then begin to move up the economic ladder. So we're just so happy to be here today and look forward to further activity on this site over time. Thank you.
Finally, we're going to hear from a great partner, Network for Better Futures. The idea of dismantling deconstruction and the impacts that we know that it has for the environment are important, but also providing jobs for at-risk adults with histories of incarceration or substance abuse, may have chronic unemployment, mental illness, any range of challenges and hurdles that have to be overcome. I truly believe that if we provide opportunities for folks, if we give them a chance to prove themselves, they can choose a better path for themselves, for their families, for their community. And so it takes a vision, it takes someone with a thought to really put some of these pieces together, and the folks at Network for Better Futures are certainly leading the charge on that. At this time, I'd like to have Daryl Lindsay, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Network for Better Futures, to join us and say a few words.
The first thing I would say would be thank you as well, because as I see all the esteemed guests here this afternoon, including the city, I have to say thank you from the network, because it's because of this partnership, this working together, that these men are here and that they're working behind us. So thank you to all that are here, Northwest Area Foundation, Bigelow, McAllister, Vite, PPL, the City of St. Paul. Thank you very much from the network. We're so happy to be a part of this because we do believe in innovation. We do believe that we're going to have to come up with some new things to create work for this particular population. As Steve was speaking and he talked about this will soon be the site for housing for homeless families in St. Paul, I think about the men working on this. Many of them were homeless prior to being with the network. So we truly are coming full circle here and stuff. The community is working together to help itself. So I only want to say thank you, and I look forward to many more projects to work together for this group in the near future. Thank you.
Thanks, Daryl. And we should actually give a round of applause to the guys that are actually working behind us that haven't stopped. Good job, guys. Congratulations to all of our partners, everyone that has helped us get to this point today, helped us rethink how we approach these projects in the future in the city of St. Paul. What we do today is we take a giant step forward for our community, for the environment, for the entire city of St. Paul. Thank you very much for being here.